What's going on, y'all? How everybody doing today? Professor Goodfeels here, feeling real good. Feeling real good. Just want to see how things are going with y'all. How are your spirits today? That's a very important question. How do you feel today? You know what I'm saying? How's life treating you? How are you viewing life? Those kind of things. By all means, leave any kind of questions, comments you may have down below. But today is going to be a little bit different. I want to start off with a bit of a story. Because normally I've never really done stories too much. But I want to start off with a little bit of a story. Now, my aunt lives relatively close to me, or used to live relatively close to me, right? She's moving to a whole another place or whatever. So staying with my grandmother for a little bit, just until, things get situated, blah, blah. Grandmother doesn't allow dogs, whatever. Her place where she stays, they don't allow dogs. So she asked me to watch her dog for her. And I agree to do it. You know what I'm saying? Just cool, pay me this much every month or whatever. I can use the extra cash or whatever. I can use the dust. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'll do that. And, may say something like every now and again, like, hey, can you give me a few more days or whatever? I need to do this, blah, blah. Check was this, check was that, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, cool. I ain't doing no tripping like that. But when you need a little bit of an extension or whatever, or you tell me you're going to do something and you need me to wait on it or something like that, let me know. She did not do that. She didn't tell me that. That's an error in communication, because if I'm expecting this on this particular day, I'm planning my bills and other things and other finances around that. You know what I'm saying? But unless you give me a heads up or a warning, I can't really accommodate for those kind of things because you didn't speak. So even still with that, I still like, all right, cool. I'll figure something else out, and I made it work. Luckily, one of my friends was able to help me. I appreciate you, brother. I know you watching this, but thank you on that. And pretty much we'll fast forward to today. She had missed one of the payments she was gonna pay me for, like one of the payments that we had arranged, and she paid me for one that was previously or prior to that. Long story short, she was just 2 weeks, I mean 2 payments behind instead of one. And then I call up and ask her that, because apparently you're not going to call me and say, hey, I got this on this day, I got this on that day, I don't have this on that day, and so on and so forth. So I call her up and I just say, hey, would you be, are you going to have this on this particular day? So again, I can plan my bills around that, right? And first and foremost, this is where it gets messed up. And it just goes on to like, oh, I didn't do all this and all this kind of yelling and all this kind of unnecessary stuff, when all I did was just ask you a particular question. I'm going off of your credit history based on what you've done in the past. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to make sure things was cool. And all this sort of getting upset or whatever, I'm like, no, saying, oh, I paid you this and paid you that. I'm like, no, you didn't. Annie, you didn't do that. I'm trying to tell you because I got proof of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to show you this, and she's trying to show me her own proof, whatever, that she did. When I'm willing to tell her, no, you didn't, because if I did have that money, I wouldn't have needed to borrow it from my friend in order to pay a bill. No, you didn't. And even still within that, you still didn't pay me the full amount of what you owed me. So I'm just like, okay, what's going on with this or whatever? Because you're getting upset. One thing I learned is that somebody who's done something, somebody who's typically guilty, I guess you could say, of what it is that you're asking them about, or what it is you may be accusing them of, or just like, I don't accuse, I like to just ask a general question. When somebody gets upset over you just asking a question, that's typically a sign that they did something wrong, for the most part. Because now they're like, whoa, hold on, I ain't knew all this and whatever, because they're trying to defend themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get you to believe this BS, even though in your heart and heart, your mind, based on what you've seen, for a fact, you have records to indicate, hey, you did this. But some people, they gonna swear up and down they didn't. And they gonna yell about it instead of just sitting down and have a conversation with somebody and just just be like, hey, okay, this is what you say I did, this is what I say I did. This, instead of two people having an equal flow of communication, it becomes an argument to that other person. They feel like the only way they can get their point across is by yelling, is by cursing, is by saying this about you or whatever, or saying you lying, or saying I'm going to embarrass you or whatever, which was in my case. That's what she said to me. When I didn't say any of that, all I did was just ask a question, but she was doing all this or whatever. And then I was just like, hold on, man, if this is just how you finna do things, whatever, I don't want to do business with you. Just go ahead and come get your dog, and then we'll call it a day. And then she going back with the whole, oh, see, I'll only ask you for this or whatever. Don't ask me for shit else or whatever. Don't talk to me no more. And now with my new mindset now, I said, okay. And then it was done. It was a done conversation with that because I'm not finna entertain that nonsense no more. Regardless of whatever it is I may need financially, whatever, I can figure it out. I'm gonna figure something else out, or something's gonna come along, whatever. That's not the thing with of it is that it's just something so simple can be turned so something so easy and simple could be just take a whole 360 on you just like that when all you did was just literally just try to clear something up. That goes to my personal view of communication. Without communication, you have assumptions. That's all you have left. And when you can't communicate properly, when you can't just sit down and have a conversation with this person and just say, hey, this is how I feel about this is how I feel about this. You know what I'm saying? When you can't do that, it's going to be a lot of problems, especially coming to money. Let me repeat that. Especially when it comes to money. A lot of people have an issue with that kind of thing. Especially, like I said, when it's coming to the communication part, that's just a major issue that a lot of people have conflict with. And the main point of this whole thing is that I want to share with you what I've learned with how I am now, because I could have easily gotten upset. I could have got mad, you calling me this and saying this about me when I know for a fact you didn't pay me. You know what I'm saying? I could have just as easily started cussing and doing all this, but I'm not going to do that. I choose not to give those people my kind of energy no more. And I just been learning more and more on this path I'm kind of walking now of like enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? This path of knowledge, this path of self-knowledge, self-love, self-value. I'm losing more and more people, it seems like, every day. And I knew for a fact that, you know, you're going to lose people, but it's like death in a sense. You know what I'm saying? You know that everyone that you know that's around you is going to pass on in some way, form, or fashion, or ascend. I like to say. I don't really like to try to avoid the death thing, but ascend. You know that those people are going to eventually go to another plane, or whatever. But it's still just the feeling of losing someone, because I don't like to let people go, but I definitely will. I don't like to be in conflict with other people, but I'm not afraid of it any further, because it's all in the name of my own self-preservation. I don't want to lose my temper. I don't like to argue. I love having a good discussion. I love having a good debate. But when it's coming to this yelling, I got to call you out your name and I got to yell just so you can actually let me speak my piece and speak my point. I'm not going to do all that anymore. And I choose not to be around people who do participate in that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's their business. What you want to do, that's that's your pot. But me personally, I don't want to do that. So with that, that's just pretty much the whole meat of what it is I wanted to pass on to you. Don't give these people this kind of time, you know? It's not worthy. It's not worth it, I'm sorry. And they're not worthy of it. It's just not necessary. When two people can sit down and have a simple conversation, even if you don't end up agreeing, it's still nothing wrong with having a conversation about something. But it's just amazing, and I keep telling people this, is that when you on this path, you're going to start to feel things differently than other people. You know what I'm saying? You're going to really start to see the world differently than most of the masses do. And you're going to lose some people. I mean that honestly. My bad, let me try looking at the camera or whatever to tell you. But you're going to lose some people. You may have just recently lost somebody like I did. But where you going, not everybody can be there with you. That's just the fact of the matter is not everybody going to be ready for it. Not everybody going to want to be there with you. Like, they just don't want to. And some people may try to be there with you just to sponge off you or whatever, but you need to be sure that you are firm, you are honest, and you value yourself and love yourself, again, like I always say, enough to say, hey, I can't have you around what it is I'm doing. And it sucks because especially people you love and people you care about, you want to take them with you. You know what I'm saying? You want to try this and try that. You want to help them with this and help them with that. Hey, I found out a way that you can actually solve this problem or whatever. Try it for yourself and see if it works for you. Oh, shit. My bad. My bad. Pulled my headphone string. But you can't make anybody go with you. That's just how it is. So, with all that good stuff going in and out, I want to end it with a good note. I always want to end my videos on a good note. You know what I'm saying? Just keep reminding yourself every day that you're amazing, that you're worth it, that you don't need anyone. You don't. Trust me, you don't. Everybody else is a want, not a need. But enjoy yourself. Enjoy your life because it's beautiful. You are walking greatness. I say that every day. Keep reminding yourself that. Tell yourself something good every single day. Before, after you go to sleep, hell, on a lunch break, whatever. Keep your mind positive. Expand your world. Because it's beautiful. Life is amazing, y'all. Y'all stay smooth.